The soldiers were actually not that bad at Halo. I was expecting them to be worse. I thought that we were going to get an easy win out of it. But they actually were pretty solid. You know, they put up a pretty good fight. So it was a great time because it was actually pretty good competition. I feel like their real life shooting is similar to their Halo gameplay because in real life you have to stick together. You know what I mean? Like you'll have one squad leader who will tell everyone else in the squad what to do, and that's how it seemed like they played in Halo. You know, like they would have one guy kind of communicating to the whole team, and they would all be together, like one force. So that's where it was similar in my opinion. The virtual training was great. It was a simulation of basically being on the battlefield. We got to carry guns that they would carry, you know, and we basically got to get a little bit of a taste of what they do on a daily basis. So I had a great time and it was a great learning experience. I thought the simulation was going to be pretty easily because, you know, I play Halo professionally. I thought it'd be kind of similar, but it was extremely different. It was so real life-like that I wasn't expecting that and I wasn't used to it. And it was definitely tough to, you know, get used to it. Yeah, I carried, I think the biggest gun there, and I think I was carrying it for maybe an hour and a half tops, and it was just hard for me for that amount of time, and I couldn't imagine what they do carrying it 24 hours a day. I think video games would help a soldier with their communication because within video games, you know, you have 4 players on a team, and you have to communicate throughout the whole game. You know, like every player needs to know where the other team is, what every player on their team is doing. And I feel like that will help the soldiers because in real life, you risk your life every second. So you need to know where your squad's at, you know, what your job is to do and where the enemies are at. So I think that's where Halo will actually help them in real life. I don't think gaming skills translate to the real world just because it's so different. With gaming, you know, you're holding a controller in your hand, while in the real world, you're holding a gun that has a good amount of weight on it and you're holding it for hours at a time, and you actually get fatigued because of how much it weighs and how much weight you're carrying around. So I don't really think you can make that connection just because of how different it is. The soldiers were definitely pretty familiar with esports. They knew who me, my teammate Mike, aka Flamesword, were. And they definitely knew about Major League Gaming, which was a surprise to me because I didn't think that they would know much about Major League Gaming. But they knew a good bit about it, and they definitely seemed interested in it. I thought it was great. Rebel did a great job with us and the soldiers. I have so much respect for them as soldiers for what they do on a daily basis. And just being able to come and play Halo with them, I had a great time. It was, you know, it was fun, and I learned a lot throughout this whole weekend. This was definitely different from Rebel Lands just because at Rebel Lands, you know, we're playing against other top teams. So we're trying as hard as we can. You know, we're getting the best practice that we can possibly get because we need to get better for the actual event. With this, we were kind of more laid back. We were playing against soldiers who obviously weren't in the top competition. But to me, it was fun just because we were able to hang out with them and kind of get to know them on a first name basis. So I liked it a lot. For me, I learned the soldiers were really down to earth. When I came into this, I thought they were going to be kind of uptight, you know, closed-minded, just because of what they go through on a daily basis. But it was like, you know, I've known them for years from the first time I met them. It was really great to hang out with them and be able to, you know, just spend quality time with them as a person. The best part of the weekend was definitely being able to do the simulation, just being able to get a little bit of a taste of what they go through. It made me respect them much more as a person and as a soldier.